I think a massive misconception that a lot of people have is that the more subscribers you have and the more monthly views that you get, the more people that are going to subscribe to your paid product. But that is not the case at all. And I'll just give you a simple example. There's a few different people I work with right now. One of them has around 50, 60,000 subscribers and is getting around 1 million monthly views. But on the back end on his business, he's making around $75,000 per month. So think about that. He's making more per month than subscribers that he has. That is outstanding. And you might not realize how outstanding it is. Let's just compare that. There's someone else that I was taking a look at their business because they wanted to see if I could help them out, and I had to turn them down. And this is why. They have a few 100,000 subscribers, and they're getting a few million monthly views. And you would think the more views you get, the more potential customers you have. But it was the complete opposite. He was only making like 30 grand a month. And the reason is, the one guy, he's super niche down and he has a direct target audience that he's trying to target every single video, and that is his ideal customer. While the other guy is just trying to get as many views as possible because he thinks more views equals more money. Well, that's not the case at all. So he has a product for older people, but he thinks that he should make videos like Mr. Beast. That there's an incongruency there. Young people are going to watch his videos, and they like it and they're learning, but they're not his ideal customer because they don't have the money to go into his products that he has. So I told him, dude, if you really want to do this, you're going to have to restructure your channel a little bit to where you're going to be getting a lot less monthly views for at least 6 to 12 months because you need to change your demographic. You have a massive problem that can't really be changed with more views. And he just didn't understand that. And so I said, no, this is what I would do if I were you, but I am not going to come along and help you out if we are not going to follow my plan. And so then you might say, okay, well, the guy that you're working with must have the best funneling techniques of all time. No, not really at all. The reason is he's a great product. And that's what it comes down to. He's a great product that people stay on. When they join his monthly subscription, they don't leave because they are getting a ton of value from it. Compare that to the other guy. He has so much turnover because he's over promising things that aren't necessarily in the product, and his demographic is they are buying the product, but then they drop off right away because they realize they are not that stage of life and they are not getting the value that someone else might have if they were older in a more mature financial situation. So I don't think people realize how much money you can make by being a super niche creator, even if you were just getting 100,000 views per month, which you think that's an astronomical amount, but it's really not if you understand But in the psychology, I would just do the complete opposite of what I do on these channels here. I would think of good ideas for videos and then structure a decent title and thumbnail for your demographic. Another thing, this guy was making Mr. Beast style title and thumbnails. You don't do that if your goal is to get an older demographic. And so they're just completely screwed. And he was over editing a bunch of times when people don't realize old people don't need that. So there's just so much incongruency in the marketplace right now because people see the success of Mr. Beast's views and they think, oh, all I need is more views to get more customers. And that is the case in a lot of situations, but this guy was doing it in the complete wrong way. So let's say someone did niche down and they just have a good business model on the back end and all they did was focus on making the highest quality stuff, probably not like yesterday's video and the day before where I'm in the airport with terrible audio and a shaky video. But that's besides the point. And then if you have a good backend, let's say some lead magnets, so from the views, you'd say, hey, if you there's more free value here that I'm going to give you through the X form. If you want this, you can check it out here. They go on to the email sequence, and then from the email, you pitch them, and you're actually just creating more and more goodwill from that. And then your ideal customers, which are usually the people who are going to sign up for those lead magnets, then you take them through some other funnel sequence, and then you get them onto your product. This doesn't work if you don't have a good business. Right? You could get unlimited views, but if you have a shitty business on the back end, you're still going to have the turnover. Unlimited customers doesn't fix a shitty business because they're going to drop off and then you're never going to get those customers back. So there's so many young people who are sacrificing their brand now because they know that they can make a quick buck, like 100, 250 grand, something like that, by building a course and all these other things and a monthly subscription model because they see that's what other successful people do and they try and emulate it. But then their product sucks because they're a 25-year-old kid that's never ran a real business and doesn't have any life experience. So when the product sucks, that is how you crush your reputation over the long term. So that is something that I see so many people doing for no reason. I think because they have false misconceptions of what is good and what is bad, which provides a pretty big edge in the marketplace. I know one person who has around 10,000 or like 10 to 20,000 subscribers, only getting around 100,000 views per month. And he's pulling in like $50,000, $60,000 per month because he has such a core audience that he's developed. And then you know what you do? Once you build this massive core audience of these super sticky customers because you built this great product and this massive community, then if you have someone with a skill set that can then blow up your channel from there, still targeting your ideal audience, then they are going to have way too many customers. And those are the people that I like to work with. They have this great business model, this great niche, but they just don't know how to expand beyond their niche. And that's what I find super, super fun and interesting to go in and plug myself in there and hopefully take someone like that going from 100,000 views per month, making $50,000, $60,000 to 2-3 million views per month. And then if you have a good funnel sequence, I mean, easily they're making 150, 250 grand per month over, a 6 to 12 month time period if you can actually get the views. But the views are not changing the structure. They are just coming up with better ideas. And then developing all the other social medias and having a good actual funnel sequence, which is, it's not easy, but it's kind of simple stuff. But it's definitely not easy. There is so much stuff that go into it. And when I say it, it's super, just do this and that. It's definitely not as easy as it sounds, but it is quite simple if you understand the psychology and a lot of the other things that go into it. I mean, at that point, just read a bunch of those copywriting books and funnel sequencing from Russell Brunson and those guys. All right, I got about 4 hours of sleep last night because I had a red eye and it was the coldest plane of all time. I was just shivering all night and I was pretty sick right now. So I guess I'm playing the victimhood card, which I said I was sick and tired of yesterday. So I'm just being a pussy boy. But I guess that is it for today, and goodbye.